Hi everyone, and welcome to my quick video on how to use a yn-565ex. Basically in this video somebody asked me to just break down the settings a little bit. As I did say on my review of this flash that it worked like a 580X2, and he said, well, to be honest, I've not got one of those, so that don't mean nothing to me, which is a fair comment. So without further ado, if you're not interested and you know how to use a flash, you're wasting your time watching the video. So now we've cleared that up, if you would like to keep watching, keep watching. If not, I'd jog on and have a good day. Right, okay guys. So if we press the function button, as you can see, we can turn the light on and off. If we press and hold the function button, which I'm not going to do, basically I can access the custom features of the flash. Really, if you're a newbie and you don't know what they do, which I'm sure you are, that's why you've asked the question, I would stay away from those menus for a while. And to be honest, the only one you really need to worry about is the auto sleep feature. But for now you'll be fine. So if we press the function button again, you can see that up here in the right hand side we have the zoom of the flash head. It's telling you we're in ETTL. So basically, if this was on my camera now, which it isn't, obviously it's on the backdrop, but if it was on the camera, my camera would automatically tell the flash what to do. So if I was taking a group shot and I turn the flash on, the camera would tell it what aperture to use, and it would come up here. Obviously it's not on camera, so it's not, and it would automatically zoom the flash for me. This button here is the mode button. Let me just turn the... I'm trying not to move the flash as well. So we've got the mode button, which will turn it into basically that's ETTL, that is manual flash, which I use most of the time, and we've got multistroboscopic, which I'm not going to cover in this video. We've got the Reoccur Sync button, and we've got the zoom button, which you will press to zoom the flash head. That basically will give me a nice tight beam of light coming out of the flash. This one down at 28mm or 24mm will give me a wider beam of light. That's very easy to understand. That's zoom explained. Then you've got your on and off button, you've got your left and your right button, your enter button, and your up and down arrows. So in ETTL mode, all we've really got to worry about when it's on the camera is if we take the picture and it's a little bit bright because the flash has got it slightly wrong, you can then use your left and right arrow keys on the back of the flash to turn the flash power down. So if you take a shot in ETTL and you look at it and think, well, that's okay, but the flash looks a little bit harsh, maybe try minus 1/3, minus 2/3. I'm pressing the left arrow key here, by the way. Minus 1 full stop is 3 clicks on the button. So you go, if we want to go back to 0, we go 1 click, 2 click, 3 clicks, and that takes us back up 1 full stop. So if you only want to turn it down a touch, just try minus 1 click, take the shot. If it's still a touch too bright, try 2 clicks. If it's still a touch too bright, try 3 clicks. You will, when you've been doing flash photography as long as I've been doing, you'll better get it near enough right instead of going minus 1, take it, minus 2/3, take it, minus a stop, take it, oh, there you go. You won't have to do it 4 times. You'll near enough be able to do it out of the camera. So if we press the down key, that does nothing in ETTL mode, by the way. If we press the up key, that brings the flash exposure bracketing, so you can take shots. I'm not going to go into it in this video, and I don't think you need to worry about it for now. Basically, you can press your down key to remove that. You can tell your flash so it can take 3 different shots. So you can take a shot in ETTL, then it'll take another one with 1/3 of a stop or a stop under with a flash, and then it'll take another one with a stop over. So that's ETTL broke down. Now if we press the mode button, we'll go into manual, which scares a lot of people. Manual flash scares a lot of people, and for some reason on the Nikon they've added all these stupid things on that are absolutely useless and not needed. All you need in manual flash mode is what Canon have figured out, is a zoom on your flash head and to turn the power up and down. That's it. You don't need aperture priority, distance priority, it's all a load of bollocks. You just need to be able to zoom your flash head in and out, which will press the zoom key, and then you can, I'll just turn the light back on. you can zoom, I don't know if you can hear it, but you can zoom the cone of light in and out, press the zoom key to enter, and then you can turn the flash. Now remember when we've just said that these buttons, the left and right keys, turn the flash up in 1/3 of a stop increments in ETTL. In manual mode, it actually goes up, one click is actually, look, it's gone up one full stop. So, and then it's your up and down keys what do the 1/3 of a stop. So if you, 128 is minimum power on this flash, 164 is one full stop, and all I've had to do is click it once on the right arrow. If I want to do it in smaller increments, I can go with the up arrow, 1, 2, and then when I hit this third one, it'll go to 164, one full stop, as the left and right arrows do. So basically that takes you up in big stops in one full stop increments. The up and down arrows take you down up and down in 1/3 of a stop increments. So that's basically manual mode. Then you've got your Reoccur Sync. What Reoccur Sync will do is the flash will go off at the end of the exposure instead of the beginning of the exposure. So if you had a second exposure on normal curtain, when you press your shutter, straight away your flash will go off, and then your shutter will stay open a second and then close. If you use Reoccur Sync, you'll press your shutter button, your shutter will open for a second, and just before it closes your flash will go off. It's quite good to use when you're using really slow shutter speeds, is Reoccur Sync. So with that said, what happens if we press mode again? We end up in the multi-stroboscopic mode, which I'm not going to cover in this mode. Basically what that'll do, imagine a strobe light in a disco where you wave your hands in front of it and it looks like there's loads of hands. Well, that's what stroboscopic will do. It will take pictures and it will look like that in the end result, but you have got to set it up. So now you also asked me to break down master, slave and stuff like that. So basically what slave mode means is if you're pressing hold the zoom button, now I can turn the slave mode on. So now the slave mode is on. I'll just press hold the zoom button again, sorry. Now slave mode is on. I do believe you have a 600D. What that can do now, if I just move my hand out of the... Oh no, you won't see it on the video. But what that's doing is it's blinking a red light and it's waiting for a camera, like your 600D can do it. It can now talk to this flash. And when it talks, basically now I can go to my 600D and I can go to the wireless flash control and make sure that, because this is on group A at the minute, I'll show you how to adjust that in a minute. It's on group A. If I go into my wireless flash control on group A, I can tell this flash what to do. I can turn it up and down. I can put it into manual mode from the 600D. That's what slave mode is. Master mode is what a Canon 580ex can do. You can put it into master mode, this into slave mode, and the 580ex will do what your 600D will do. But you've already got that feature in your 600D, so you don't need your flash to be able to be a master. Basically, it's just a built-in controller into the flash, whereas you have actually got it on your 600D, you've got it on the 60D. If you had a 550D and you wanted one, then it might be handy to have a 580ex, because you can put that on your camera, put it into master mode, then put your cheap 5865 or your 568ex into slave, and you can control it from the back of your camera still. So that's slave and master, hopefully explained. So now we've got this set up, you might have put it into slave and have it on. If you press the zoom button, you can adjust the zoom. But to be fair, you can do that on the back of your camera now. If we press the zoom again, we get group A, group B and group C. So that's how you change your group. So if you have 3 of these, you could put one on group A as slave, get your next one, put it on group B as slave, get your next one, put it on as group C as group C as slave, then go to your back of your camera menus and you can control A, B and C group individually. So you can have your key light on the left, your fill light on the right and your rim light on the back as a C. So hopefully that explains that. Now if we press, let me just press the function button again, if we press and hold the zoom button again, we have 2 different modes, which are SL on and SL2, right? Now basically this is going to be the end of the video. Slave 1 will tell the flash to fire when there is another flash goes off. So if you had a cheap off-camera flash that you were firing, when that went off, this has a built-in optical slave which will tell it to go off. But what happens is, if you use your little on-camera flash and you want to tell this to go off and fire, what will happen is, because your on-camera flash is an ETTL flash, it sends out what you call a pre-flash, and it will confuse this flash. So you need to put it, if you're going to use your on-camera ETTL flash, you need to put it into SL2, not SL1. But if you're not using an ETTL flash to make it go off, you put it into SL2. Now, I know that sounds confusing, so basically put it into slave for using your 600D to control it. To be honest, you probably find out that that's the way you'll use it most of the time, because in that mode you can control the flash from your camera. So you can have the flash in when it's in slave on the other side of the living room, and you can turn the power up and down on the flash. Whereas in SL1 or SL2, all you're doing is telling the flash to fire when another one goes off. And then you've got to manually walk all the way over to the flash and turn the power up and down. But I thought I'd explain to you what SL1 and SL2 is. Then obviously on the front of the flash, which you can't really see, can I turn it around here? You've got the diffuser which you can pull out, which will be the, let me just get this back in focus, which will be the, it will take you to something like 14mm zoom, so that's how you get a wider zoom by doing that. Press and hold the zoom button again, and then we can, let me just turn slave off, and that's off. Press OK in the middle, and now we're back to as normal ETTL pre-flash. I hope that video helps. I didn't want to go into multistroboscopic and all that. Hopefully that helps. Thanks for watching. Please comment and subscribe.